A very beautiful morning to you, wherever you're watching us. This is SuperScreen News at 10. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has recounted his statement that the last Dapchi schoolgirl, Leah Sharibu, being held by Boko Haram, would soon be freed by the insurgents. The IG, who disclosed this in a statement by the force spokesman Jimo Moshood in Abuja, claimed he was misunderstood and misquoted. Idris had earlier said he is aware that Sharibu would be released, adding that he did not visit Dapchi in order to jeopardize the operation. But barely 12 hours after the comment, the Inspector General denied, saying Leah Sharibu would be released, stressing that he had no information on the release of the girl. Lawmaker representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Senator Dino Melaye, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, and several global bodies over what he described as a threat to his life. In the separate petitions, Melaye alleged that there is a plan to murder him by his political enemies in collusion with men of the Kogi State Police Command. The senator also petitioned the United States resident representative and the ambassadors of the United States, Germany, Canada, as well as the High Commissioner of the United Kingdom in Nigeria. Others petition are the Amnesty International, Transparency International, and Human Rights Watch. Melaye, in the petition to the IG, urged the police boss to raise a neutral police team to investigate the allegations of gun running being leveled against them by the Kogi State Police Command, allegedly in conspiracy with the Kogi State government. A federal high court in Abuja has quashed the declaration of Executive Vice Chairman of ITO, Benedict Peters, as wanted by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The court said the anti-graft agency has no power to declare Peters or anyone wanted without a court order in March 22, 2017 judgment. This is in response to a suit by Peters accusing the EFCC of declaring him wanted on its website without following due process. As affirmed by the court, Peters has never been charged with any criminal offense in any court and cannot be declared wanted by administrative head without any prior order or leave of court. On August 15, 2016, Peters was declared wanted by EFCC without an order of court and in the absence of a valid charge in a court of law, while EFCC claimed it acted based on an arrest warrant issued by a magistrate court. 3 lawmakers representing Lagos East, West, and Central Senatorial District have endorsed Governor Akinwumi Ambode for a second term. The senators are Gbenga Ashafa, representing Lagos East, Oluremi Tinubu, representing Lagos Central, and Solomon Olamilekan, representing Lagos West. The lawmakers who disclosed this at the Lagos House Ikeja said they are proud of Akinwumi Ambode's achievements and the renewed vigor he has brought to bear since he assumed office. The senators said the governor has tried in key interventions in different sectors of the state in the last 33 months since assumption of office of governor. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Osun State has elected new executive team headed by Soji Adagundodo to direct the affairs of the party barely 6 months to the governorship elections in the state. Adagundodo had about 2 years ago emerged the chairman at a Congress which was boycotted by other factions loyal to Senator Iyola Omishore. The PDP Congress, which was held at the Oshogbo Township Stadium, had many chieftains of the party in attendance, and it was monitored by the national officers of the party, led by Emmanuel Agbo, who is the chairman of the Electoral Committee. Adagundodo was returned as the chairman of unopposed, and Omishore's faction, headed by the chairman, Bayo Faforiji, failed to participate in the Congress, which they described as an illegality. And the members of the All Progressive Congress in Andoni local government area of Rivers State has defected to the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Some of the defectors cited unfair treatment and poverty in the APC administration as reasons for their defection. Some of the defectors promised to get their permanent voters card ready ahead of the council election to be able to vote for candidates of their choice.
It was not intentional for some of us to leave to the other side. But some persons came and said, oh, we have heaven on earth. Education, they promised us there, we did not see it. 3,000 jobs annually was not there. 3,000 jobs was not there. PDP is Nigeria.
For APC, where we there, we don't tire of that kind of fishing. Now today we will come to PDP. When I've been there APC, no matter as I there APC, but I know they talk evil of Governor Nyesom Wike. All the works what they do, now they carry my eyes here.
The politics in Ward 3 for APC is where they come today is the people. Where they come from Ingrebra, break from Ingrebra. The Ingrebra part 1 is me. They promised me, they will empower me so that I will deliver my post. When I work hard, within 30 minutes, I finished the election in Ward 3.
In his welcome address, the Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party in the state, Samuel Wanosike, assured them of equal representation and fair treatment, whilst urging them to embrace the newly enacted Neighborhood Watch.
That law, Neighborhood Watch, was proposed by an APC lawmaker, the minority leader of the Rivers House of Assembly. In Lagos, they have the same neighborhood law. Yes. In Edo, just yesterday, Edo has done their own. In Imo State, they have their own. In Anambra State, they have their own. Katsina State, the state of President Buhari, has also joined to propose a security law. Why will River State be different? Go arrest. That law has got to stay. It will provide security for our people. Yes. It will provide jobs for our people. Yes, it will make us happy. Yes, it will make us smile.
The State Vice Chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Apostle John Aino, has confirmed the death of the state CAN chairman, Reverend Ben Ume, in a motor accident along the Zing-Yola Road. Ume, who died on Sunday while on his way to Yola for an official engagement, report says the incident happened when they parked to buy some items in Zing Town on their way to Yola, Adamawa State, and the CAN chairman came out and stood at the back of their vehicle, which is a Toyota Hilux van, when a truck came from behind and crushed them. The state governor, Darius Ishaku, sent a delegation to Zing who helped him to evacuate the corpse to Jalingo. The corpse has since been deposited at the morgue of the state specialist hospital. 6 people have been killed in a landslide that occurred at Ilela Kamalu village of Ilela local government area of Sokoto State. The incident occurred while the victims were excavating sand as part of communal efforts to build for a friend planning to get married. A witness, Hamza, told journalists that one person escaped unhurt when the site caved in on the victims. The chairman of Ilela local government area, Abdullahi Haruna, confirmed the incident to journalists. The deceased has since been buried according to Islamic rites. Human rights advocacy group SERAP, Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, has urged President Muhammadu Buhari to drop the proposition to grant amnesty to members of the fundamentalist Boko Haram sect. The group, who disclosed this in an open letter to the president, said granting amnesty to members of the terrorist group whose activities has resulted in the deaths of thousands will be counterproductive. Serap said government's focus should be on getting justice for the killed and displaced victims of the terrorist group rather than contemplating amnesty for the terrorists. The group warned that granting amnesty to the insurgents would only undermine peace and stability in the country, as it would engage revenge and further violence. The federal government has inaugurated a board of 19 parastatals under the Ministry of Education and Governing Council of 2 universities. This move is part of efforts to strengthen the pursuit of change policies of the President Muhammadu Buhari administration. In his inaugural address, the Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, charged the board to carry out their assignment with professionalism, skill, and efficiency. Adamu said the ministry has commenced the implementation of the ministerial strategic plan and charged members to use it as a policy guide.
The Ministry of Education has commenced the implementation of its ministerial strategic plan 2016 and 2019, and I hope you'll try to study and know what is inside this and then be guided by them. Perhaps I should address one issue before I finish. I should have started this with apology to all of you who are here, because you are the ones who were first approved by the President. And we even published the names of the chairman. But unfortunately, some issues cropped up, and now that has to be inaugurated. I don't have to go into detail, but please, I would like to forgive me.
On the spot, the Chairman, Governing Board of National University Commission, NUC, Professor Ayo Banjo, pledged to raise standards by placing Nigerian universities on the world map.
Hardly any Nigerian university measures up to the best 500 globally. Serious implication of this is that outstanding scholars from other parts of the world would shun Nigerian universities. And that's not all. Foreign students are not coming to our universities, thus robbing them of one of the most important characteristics of universities by turning ours into insular.
Season 10, we'll take a break now. When we return, the news continues from the business world. Stay with us. Welcome back to the International Financial Reporting Standards, which the lenders are expected to comply with. Many of the first-year banks haven't released their 2017 full-year results. The IFRS guideline says companies operating in countries with multiple exchange rates should translate their foreign currency assets and liabilities into local currency based on the exchange rate at which they are expected to settle them. The trade volume between Nigeria and Turkey has hit about $1.5 billion annually. Report says the trade is in favor of Nigeria because Turkey imports liquefied natural gas, palm oil, sesame oil, and woods from Nigeria. The investment by Turkey business community was put at about $500 million, mostly on chemical products, sanitary pads, pampers, and toilet papers. Nigerian exports to Turkey may increase following crude oil deal being worked out with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and NPC. Three unions in the aviation sector have issued a 14-day ultimatum to the federal government to pay pensions and entitlements of 6,000 workers of the defunct Nigerian Airways Limited. The unions decried the delay in payment of the 45 billion naira approved by the federal government for the former workers' pension and other entitlements. The unions are National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers, the National Union of Air Transport Employees, and the Air Transport Senior Staff Services Association of Nigeria. They issued the ultimatum in a joint petition dated March 19th and signed by Ocheme Abba for NAPE, Francis Akinjole for Atsin, and Olayinka Bioye for Nuate. The petition was addressed to Senator Hadi Sirika, the Minister of State for Aviation. Still talking business, Nigerian Ports Authority NBA manager Al Hassan says the federal on-air lighter terminal in River State is set to take delivery of 350,000 metric tons of fertilizers in the month of April. Al Hassan, who disclosed this to journalists on the sidelines of a two-day meeting held by the managing director of MPA, Adisa Usman, with stakeholders in Oner, River State, said the fertilizers would come in from Morocco as part of the federal government's National Fertilizer Initiative. Addressing stakeholders during the meeting, Hassan said the MPA management had dredged 2 berths at the port for the federal government's fertilizer blending project, adding that this would have a multiplier effect on job creation and revenue generation in the country. You're still watching SuperScreen News at 10. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some news from the foreign scene and some sports stars. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is SuperScreen News at 10. And on the foreign scene, Houthi rebels have fired a long-range ballistic missile towards the Saudi capital, Riyadh, in retaliation to 3 years of airstrikes that had decimated Yemen, the Arab world's poorest country. Spokesman for the Houthis, Mohammed al-Bukhati, said the rebels fired a Balkan 2H missile, a TAP missile, with a range of more than 800 kilometers towards Riyadh in response to the bombing of Yemeni cities. Bukhati urged the Saudis to return to the negotiation table